How's it, everyone? My name's Chris Harrod and I'm a physiotherapist. We're here with Medshield Movements today to get an exercise session for people with limited mobility. Whatever might be causing that limit, we can still get some exercise in. All you're going to need today is a resistance band or a couple of different ones depending on the level of resistance you want to use, and a chair. You can do different repetitions of the exercises. I would recommend anything from 5 to about 20 of the different exercises, and you can do that once or twice a day. If you'd like to see more exercises, go to medshieldmovements.co.za. So today we're going to start just with some belly breathing, just to get things going. So a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, getting the belly rising and falling with your breath. So you can just do 3 or 5 of those belly breaths just to start, and we're going to do those again right at the end of our workout as well. Then, one of the things we're going to need today is our band. What I want you to do is get that band around your rib cage and just hold it tight, and we're going to try and do 3 deep breaths into the band. So you're getting your chest pressing out your ribs. That's just to get the blood and chest going, get warmed up. Then our first exercise moving on is reaching out of the base of the chair. So if you need to, you can have a hand here or a hand on the side of your chair or on your lap. Reaching up and out of the base of support. So I want you to make sure you're going out of the side of the chair, and we're going to do 5 on each side. So you're reaching right up as if you're going for that top corner right up there, reaching for the top shelf. Very good to go side to side if you can. We're engaging the muscles a little bit better. And we'll do 1 more each side. Reaching out as far as you can. All right, then again, if needed, a bit of support on the side, and you can help with that. Otherwise, what we're going to do is basically reaching to touch the floor, and I want to do an overhead reach with the other hand if you can, if you don't need that support. So I'm going down to the side here, touching the floor, reaching over for the wall. And again, side to side if we can. So we're going down the other side, reaching over there. All right. Again, we're going to do 5 each side of those. Make sure you're really working in the middle of your back and getting your ribs reaching out. Feel that stretch down under your arm and into the ribs. And we'll do 1 more each way there. And always coming back to that nice middle point there. All right. So next up, we're going to have, starting with your arm up behind you, and we're going to the opposite leg, all right? If you're able to, what I want you to do is give a bit of a lift of that leg as you come down. So we're bringing the hand to the thigh, and we're trying to squash a bug under our hand there. Back up to the top, down to the knee or the thigh. Try and lift up that leg if you can, get that bit of pressure, and back up. And again, 5 to 10 of these each side. Make sure, if you are able to lift that leg up, you're getting a lot of pressure there, a bit of a hold, and relax. And then we'll do the other side. So starting up as if you were reaching behind your shoulder, coming down across the body. Always working across the body with this exercise. Get that pressure in the thigh. You should feel that in these hip flexor muscles. And we'll do 1 more that side. that. Okay, so for the next batch of exercises, we're going to be using our band. The different colors are different resistance. You can use one band if you've got a few different ones and you want to increase the resistance on the exercise, make it a bit harder. You could use a different color band. I've just gone for red, which most companies, that's kind of middle resistance there. If you've got a chair like this with a bit of a frame, or if you're in a wheelchair, otherwise you can use something possibly hooked up to the wall behind you. I want to just get it so you've got something to hold it onto, hook it on. All right. First exercise there, we're getting a nice hold on the band here. You can do a bit of a loop on your hands if you need to. You can tie it around, you can do whatever you need to for a good grip there. Basically, both hands together as if you were swinging an axe across your body. So we're going around there to the side and slowly back to the middle. All right. Swinging around and slowly back to the middle. And the key here is trying to move your chest and your ribs over your pelvis. So we're getting those shoulders really facing to the side. And we'll do one more there. And if you can, we want nice straight elbows for that exercise. And nice and easy to unloop and loop the other way. So we want to make sure where we can that we're working both sides of the body. Same thing there, coming across, really turning the shoulders and ribs over your hips. To the left there, and controlling against that resistance coming back is the key. Strong and fast out, slow control back to the middle. That's where you can have some speed and some power, coming back always with control. All right, I don't want you to let the elastic just pull you back around, okay? You've got to hold that control. So, this next one, same sort of setup with your band. You can imagine you're throwing a javelin here. So again, I want you to really reach back behind you as far as you can. Okay, get a good grip on that band. Have a nice little wrap if you need to. Or if you've got the loop bands holding on to the loop, so it's really inside there. And imagine you're throwing a javelin across to the far corner. So I'm going to go there. And again, that nice control back. Moving that shoulder nicely. Throw that javelin over and across. Have that nice control back. You're going to throw that javelin right over there. Nice control back. All right, your other hand can always give some support if needed. And again, we're going to do both sides wherever possible. So get that loop again, starting reach back as far as you can. Nice power throw through, control back to the top. If you can, keep your arms straight through most of that, good. Like that, keep that elbow straight. Otherwise, a bit of a variation. You can start a bit bent, power through and end straight. Control back, always the key. Throw strong, control back here. Your other hand can give support where needed. If you don't need it, a bit more rotation and a bit more use of the upper limbs. All right. And let's get unlooped there for a sec. Okay, so sometimes you need a bit more length on the band, so you can do a bit of a tie there. All right, just tie a little knot. And then I like to do a nice wrap on these so that your hand really can't slip at the grip. And we're starting back behind you, straightening out the elbow, nice control back. Really pressure there, nice control back. And this is working these triceps muscles on the back of the upper arm. Straightening out there, nice control back. Straightening out there, nice control back. And again, nice strong movement out. Really good control coming back. Out there, great control coming back. And we'll do one more there. And coming back. All right, now I'll just do a little loop onto the other hand. And same thing on the left. Big strong tricep extension. Getting that elbow nice and straight, really locking to the end of that range as much as you can, and that nice control back. And you can add in a bit of body movement, so you can really lean and reach forwards, control that body backwards, push forwards and lean, and control back. But if you need a bit more stability in the body, you can just isolate and work that elbow. Nice and controlled. All right. Okay, for our next exercise, we're going to have our band either wrapped under your thighs or under your feet if you can, and depending on the length of your band. I'm just going to go under my legs for now. Okay, and basically we're just going to do as if you were flapping your wings. So nice strong lift here, control back. I think you're getting the theme here. Power out, control in. All these exercises much the same. Nice strong lift, control back in. And again with this one, go as far as is comfortable for you. We want to work those muscles through as much range as possible. Okay, we don't just want to do a little half-hearted effort here. We want to get nice, strong, big movements. Really nice control back. Nice power out, control back. And we'll do 2 more there. And control back. And last one, if you want to add some resistance and some effort, you can get a hold and control back in. All right. The next one, you might want to go under the feet, so you can get again through that whole range of the movement. You can basically picture good old bicep curl, but we're really going to look at the rotation in the arm as well. So I want you to start palms down, and we're going to end palms facing you. And get that bit of rotation in your forearm as you're going around there. Coming back down and turning as you come down. Big, strong up. Nice control down. Big and strong up. Nice control down. Up strong. And we'll do 2 more there. And always with that control. All right. Let's come the band out there. Next up, you can basically just loop the band around your back. Again, get a little wrap here. If it doesn't work for you to loop around the back, you can tie it or loop it through something behind you. And here, what I want you to do, basically for a minute or so, you can gauge there based on your fitness. Anything 30 seconds up to 2-3 minutes is good. We're just going to do some continued boxing. So alternating, I just want to punch forwards. Okay, so we're just getting a nice strong punch there. It does happen that it slips up the back. And just make sure you don't get yourself in the back of the head too hard. So we're getting a nice strong punch there again, working the whole arm from the shoulder all the way to the end of the fingers. As we punch there, I push that shoulder forward and really try and rotate the rib cage forward, so we're getting some nice movement into this part of the body as well. And getting the back going. All right, and again with this, get a bit of cardio. You can speed up. This one's less of that control back. You can just keep going for a minute. You can do 10, have a rest. But with this, it's about going side to side. And we're working on endurance a little bit here more. So just keep on going. Gauge that endurance. You can start, if your first exercise is 30 seconds, the next week try and up it by 10 seconds and 20. And you just keep on working there. All right. Still around the back there, we're going to do what used to be called a pec fly. So we're looking at these pectoral muscles across the front of the chest. You're going to start nice wide arms, bring those hands together. Really nice control back. Okay, if that's not enough resistance, get a bit of a loop, shorten the band, and that adds the resistance. Nice control back. So bringing those hands together, straight arms as much as you can with this exercise. And again, working through that whole range. So if you can, get a nice reach back, stretch open those pecs, then bring them nice and strong together. Nice control back. Again, power in, controlled release. To the front here, nice controlled release. And you can even get a bit of extra mobility into your spine. As you come forwards, you can round the back a little bit. As we come back, you can really push that chest out nice and strong. All right. Last one for the arms. Getting that band again, get a bit of a wrap and get the tension you want. Always start a bit looser, you can easily tighten up. We're starting from the front here, thinking about your shoulder blades. As we widen your arms out to the side, trying to squeeze your shoulder blades together at the back as well. All right, so that band's going to come towards you here. Don't worry if it catches you in the nose. We're going to come squeeze those shoulder blades back, open wide, pushing your chest forward. Nice control back to the front. Okay, it's okay if that first bit you lose a bit of tension on the band. What we don't want is not enough space to get that band all the way back there. So if I start too tight, I don't have anywhere to move. All right, so rather have a bit of loosening at the front and get that range all the way back. Remember, we want to try and move those muscles all the way through their range of motion to really get the best from the exercise. And with this one, I want you to try and keep those arms up nice and strong at 90 degrees. Don't let them drop down and get lazy at the end here. Going to go all the way through. And think about the quality of the movement. And we'll do one more there. All right. That's the end for the arms. We're going to do a few for the legs if you're able to. All right, so the first one here, we want to get a bit of a loop in our band, or again, if you've got the pre-made loop bands, you can shift that over your feet and get it around the knees as much as you can. All right, so you can really get that started on a bit of tension at your natural kind of hip width. Okay, and again what we're going to do here, thinking about the gluteal muscles at the top of your buttocks, and we're going to try and open up, we call this a clamshell. So you can imagine that clamshell opening up wide, nice control back. Okay. Don't worry about what happens at your feet. You can turn out onto the side of your foot. You can keep your ankles and your feet nice and straight. Doesn't really matter as long as we're getting those hips moving. And open wide and strong. Nice control back. Opening nice and wide. Nice control back. Opening nice and wide. Control back there. If you need to for a bit of stability and a bit of adaptation, you can stabilize on one leg, you can even give it a bit of support there, and we can just go one side, opening out, and controlling back in. All right, and just to show you there, you can do, if you need to, a bit of stability there. Or if you're only moving on one side and working that one side, this can be a nice way just to isolate those muscles. All right. Now you can keep the loop if you're able to, or undo it. Keep it nice and long. The next one here, getting the ankle working a little bit. You can have the leg up nice and straight. You can have it supported onto the floor, onto a footrest or something if needed. What we're going to work on here is those toes pointing down, nice control up. Toes pointing down, nice control up. Pointing down, control up. All right. And again with this, we want to make sure you're working through that whole ankle range. Don't just do a little half-hearted effort here. We want to push all the way through. Really nice control back, pulling those toes back up towards you. All right. And we're going to do that on both sides. If you find that your band is wrapping up, sometimes a good idea to open it up a little bit, especially for these foot exercises, and really try to loop that wide part of the band under the toes so that we can get that bit of extra grip and it doesn't roll around the foot so much. Okay. And again, pushing all the way through the range of the ankle, curling up and getting a bit of a stretch to pull those toes back up towards you at the top. All right. Now with these ones, we want some good endurance in the calf muscles. So you can do anything up to 20 or 30 of these, because we can keep going and you get that nice strength and endurance into the muscles. All right, we'll do 2 more here. And what you're doing with the band here doesn't really matter as long as you've got a good grip. What can happen, slips off and pings you there. Don't worry about it, just try not to let it get you in the eye. All right, we're going to undo that loop. Okay, and this one you can do if you need to for that ankle exercise. Tie it around the foot, and that can help stop it slipping. I'll just do a single knot to show you now, and that can just help stopping it slip off and roll if you are worried about it slipping and hitting you in the face. Okay, gonna do my loop once again here, but I want to do a little bit of a tighter loop here, so you want to make quite a small band. Okay, and what we're going to do here is just wrap it around the toes. Let's get that little bit out the way, and imagine that your heels are stuck to the ground, and we're going to turn out against the resistance, control back in, turn out against the resistance, control back in. Okay, what we don't want is those legs opening here. We've done that exercise. This is about the ankle, and it's about rotation in that ankle. Okay, so you can imagine you're spinning on your heels as you turn out, control back in, nice and strong out, control back in. All right, and we'll do 2 more of those. And there we are. And then? Okay, so done that, so it's just the knee extension and the finish. Okay. For this next exercise, what you're going to want to do, if you need to get some help, you can. We want to tie the band around your chair legs, if you can, all right. So get a little loop going again, get it fairly tight. Okay, and you can get the knot a bit out the way if you like to. Then what we need to do here is we're going to hook one leg behind the band, okay? And that's the leg we're exercising. We're going to kick nice and straight, and again, you just go as far as that needs to in the band. So if you've got limited mobility there, we can just go through a little bit. If you need to lessen the resistance, to go through more of that range, and controlling back. Kicking forwards, that will roll up the leg a little bit. That's absolutely fine. And we're kicking nice and straight. So this, we're thinking about these quadricep muscles here at the front of the thigh. All right. And again, for a bit of extra work there, hold straight at the end. Really get those quads working. Nice control back. All right. Get yourself unhooked. Don't try and walk away in the middle of that exercise. You will fall over. And we're going to do the other side there. Kicking nice and straight. Control back through. All right. Again, really thinking about the front of the thigh here, these quadricep muscles. And we'll do a couple more there to finish. All right. Relax there and get yourself unlooped. Okay. It's just that. All right. So through those exercises, you can do as many as you want to a certain degree. I would recommend you do anywhere from 5 up to about 20 or 30 repetitions. 2 or 3 times a day is great. Once is better than nothing. We're going to finish with the same 2 breaths that we did at the beginning of the exercise. So, wrapping that band around the chest again. This is what we call our thoracic expansion. So, stretching out the ribs into the band as much as you can. Deep breath in through the nose. Puff those ribs out. Nice deep breath out. Big draw in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. And one more. And then we're going to do 3 of our belly breaths. So changing that breathing. We're not so much thinking about the chest movement here, but we're thinking about diaphragm and belly breaths here, and the belly moving. So on my breath in through the nose, we're having the belly move out and rise. On the breath out, the belly falls.